Hello there. Why must you participate as a business person at the Nvma EKO2023 event? Number 1. The Congress creates a unique B2B and B2C interaction and opportunity of having direct contact businesses, customers, and distributors. Number 2. A single window opportunity to physically interact with veterinary professionals from all across the country. Number 3, a unique opportunity to conduct business in a conducive environment. This conference holds the promise of a handsome return on investment. Are you a veterinarian seeking a new business idea, or are you seeking to expand your scope of business? Then EKO 2023 is an event that you do not have to miss. EKO 2023 brings together on the one with exhibitors from the veterinary pharmaceutical, feed and feed additive, veterinary equipment, pet food and accessory, and many others within the Nigerian livestock industry. This is one opportunity that you do not want to miss. EKO 2023. Hello there. Why must you participate as a business person at the Nvma?
All right. Good evening, everyone. I believe that everyone can hear me loud and clear. Please, if you cannot hear me, just let me know. Yeah, good evening, everyone. I'm glad to welcome everyone here this evening to this very, very, very important meeting, very, very important session. Yeah, so I'm so glad about this because it's a very important one, especially for the category of people that are going to be participants, or should I say viewers of this session. Yeah, it's very, very important to us because this is coming at a time where a lot of people want certain things to, start coming into place, for us to start seeing certain things take shape within the NVMA. And I believe that this is actually a very, very great window for us to influence, or for us to see certain things that we desire for us as individual veterinarians and for the veterinary profession at large. All right, so we'll be having our guests up in few minutes. But just in case some people are here and they do not exactly know why we are here, I'm glad to inform you that this is actually well, I wouldn't call it a presidential debate because we are not pitching our candidates against themselves. We just want to understand what they have for us as a profession, and especially as young veterinarians. We want to understand how to position ourselves, for some of these agenda that they have for us. So we are here to listen to the presidential candidates to hear their agenda, their plan, what they have for us as in the members of the veterinary profession, and to also ask them a few questions. Already we sent out a link earlier for people to send in their questions, and we have a couple of questions already which we're going to ask our candidates along the line of this interview session. But more importantly, I want to welcome everyone. I want to welcome all the guests in for the presidential candidates, Dr. Hamed Garba from Kebbi State, Dr. Moses Arokoyo from Oyo State, and Dr. Tunji Nasir from Lagos State. We sincerely and heartily welcome every single one of you, and we do not take this for granted. We do not take your time that you've spared to be with us here today. We do not take it for granted, and we are indeed glad that you were able to spare this time to be with us today. So, without wasting so much time, we're going to kickstart the interactive session in a bit. And just by way of introduction, I am Dr. Yebade Timilehin. I'm currently outside the country, so I'm not within Nigeria at the moment. I had to pursue my master's. I've had some engagements with some of our senior colleagues, and some you might not know me, some I've met in different occasions. I've had the opportunity of working with ECOWAS, and I currently work with some other international organizations. So I will be the moderator for this interactive session, and I believe that everyone is going to have a wonderful time learning from our presidential candidates and also engaging them in the conversation as we go on. All right, um, let's proceed. So I want to believe that we have the three presidential candidates on board now, and by way of starting this event, I would bring them up one by one to introduce themselves. So let me start from, I think I cited Dr. Moses in this platform. So let me start with Dr. Moses Arukoyo and just ask Doctor, please can you introduce yourself to us in just few minutes? Please introduce yourself to us.
Okay, thank you very much, and a very good afternoon to everyone. It's nice to be here. Thank you for the opportunity and for the privilege putting together a meeting like this. My name is Dr. Moses Arokoyo, like rightly said, a graduate of Ahmadu Bello University. Um, I've had the privilege of being a graduate over the last 20 years plus and counting, over 21 years of experience. I've had the privilege since 2013 to work with multinational organizations, and this has afforded me the opportunity to command international and local experiences, which is part of what I think I can bring to bear. I don't want to go into other qualifications that I have, but I've been privileged to study both home and abroad. I have a master's in business admin out of Obafemi Awolowo University. I've had course to study in France, out of Spain. Let me just say, across some countries in Europe, and that have added to my experience. I've managed countries in the sphere of my work. That has also added to my experience. So I will just leave it at that. By and large, I'm glad to be here. Thank you so much for having me this afternoon. Yeah.
All right, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Yes, so let me move on to Dr. Hamed Garba. I want to believe is here with us already. Do we have Dr. Ahmed here? Otherwise, we can just proceed to Dr. Tunji Nasir. Please, can we have you, sir? Okay. Do we have Dr. Tunji on board? Oh, all right. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. So, while we wait for the other two candidates, I think that we can simply proceed. Please let me know when we have them in. Not sure I can exactly see everybody from here. Okay. All right. Let me just proceed into asking Dr. Moses a few questions, and then while we wait for the other candidates. Yeah, I want to ask that what is your vision for the NVMA, and what are the core goals that you hope to achieve within your tenure? I understand that I had the privilege, I was able to go through the piece that has been circulating online about some of the things that you've accomplished over the years, and they are very, very fantastic. But we want to know, just in summary, what are the core highlights of the things that you wish to achieve within the MVMA within your tenure? Over to you, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you so much. My philosophy, my point of view to things in life is for one to venture into anything in life, you must have been doing something in that regard before the time. You, I mean, I won't come up today to say I want to run for this position if I have not done things for the association before today. I mean, it's for me, it will simply be business. So since 2011, I've been involved in fundraising for MVMA as a body since 2011. I've passionately been doing that, and the records are there to testify. I would even refer you to last month where I just raised 6 million naira for the council. And I want to put it on record that I was not asked to raise this fund. It is out of my passion, it is out of my love and my vision for our profession that has put me to this task. So just last month, I raised 6 million using my network for VCN. And I'm glad today when I see some of the things that we are all celebrating today. It's exciting, and somewhere in my heart, I like to believe that I contributed to what we are seeing today. Um, During the COVID-19, I know I did my best in my own little capacity to reach out to young veterinarians like myself and younger ones during the COVID. We tried to reach out to them in cash and in kind. We have tried to provide mentorship across boards, across schools, as God has given us the opportunity to do so. Now, on the platform of this, I believe that when you find yourself in any position, the essence of it all is to impact humanity. Whatever position we find ourselves, if you are not impacting the next man to you, I don't see it as you maximizing the reason why you are in this position. We have facilitated the employment of 30 veterinarians in my 1 year, 10 months probably as Oyo State chairman. I'm handing over just next week in the next 2 days or so. Um, we have employed 30, facilitated the employment of 30 veterinarians, you know, either through PPP, engaging the government in one way or the other. So, what is the core thing I want to do if I am privileged to occupy this position? One of the first tasks for me is employment. We have a robust law. If you have read our gazetted law of 2022, you will find out that if we set up a committee, if we put a group of people to task to sit on our law, the potentials, I mean, the innate, the inherent ability of this law itself to generate employment for our younger ones and for as many of us as possible, I mean, it's very profound. All we need to do is set up a group of persons to sit on this law. So for me, employment is core, is one of the foremost things in my heart. And I will tell you that I know how to go about this. Over the years, I've done this. Over the years, I've been involved in this. In my position as chairman, outgoing, in the last 1 year, 10 months, like I said, I've seen 30 persons get employed. If I want to look over the years, I will tell you probably we are talking about over hundreds in hundreds. And these figures are there to testify, and then we entered into PPP in this state with the government, and 17 veterinarians were most recently employed again. So for me, employment will be the focus. And then secondly, I will look at how to create a sense of belonging. I hear the younger ones, I cannot pay dues, I won't do this, I won't do that. I feel it is because the sense of belonging is not there. So for me, this is an immediate task. We must allow the younger people to have a sense of belonging. We must draw them in. They must be brought in to play crucial role. They must be decision makers. They must see themselves as being a part of this organization, of being a part of this association. So these things are key, for me. Then I also feel that Nvma needs to expand its coast. We have FAO there, we have OIE there, we have all these international bodies there. We need to partner with these people. There needs to be collaborations. I have had the privilege to work within and outside of this environment, and I know what it takes. I have the network, to help us harness the collaborative effort of these organizations to better the lot of Nvma as a country and make us more, more robust. I will just stop there, and so I don't speak too much, as it were. Yeah.
All right, sir. Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Please, we would like to request you to have your camera turned on.
Okay.
Some of, yeah, yes, yeah, thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
All right. So I think we'll just continue on that plane. We're still expecting Dr. Nasir and Dr. Hamed. Yes, so I would like to quickly ask that can you brief us? Yeah, you touched on some of these things, but I would like to hit the nail on the head and ask that how do you intend to improve the image of the veterinary profession? We understand that a lot of things are going on in the society. You mentioned someone approaches a veterinarian and it's almost as if they are offering us peanuts for the services that we offer. Some of them do not even understand the value that we present in the society. So I want to ask, what do you think what do you have in plan to do as regards improving the image of the veterinary profession in Nigeria? Over to you, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Um, it's a image building begins from school. First, we need to go back to the schools. We need to collaborate with our deans of faculty. We need to collaborate with our directors of the teaching hospital. This is where it all begins. First of all, the students need to believe in veterinary medicine as a course itself. And then he needs to believe in the fact that he's in the right place. So we would begin from there. This is where it all starts. It starts in the schools, collaborating and working with the deans of our faculty, with our directors of the teaching hospital, to make necessary support and inputs available for our students to, first of all, graduate with a proper sense of positioning and belonging. And you see, to this end, one of the things we have done is to provide internship opportunities, because we want to make sure that our people, as they graduate, have this more solid positioning as they graduate. You have to feel you are well equipped for you to first begin to believe in yourself and in your ability to stand for the profession you represent. So this is the first thing that we would like to do. To this end, what have I done? I have brought a couple of students into an internship program with multinational organizations. Over the last 6 months or 7, we've been talking with deans of faculties about the need to allow us support, some of the students as they graduate to enter into a kind of 1 year NYC internship program with multinational organization, because we believe This will help level the playing ground. In knowledge, they will increase. In practicality of what we have studied in school, they will be better equipped. And from here, a sense of maturity, a sense of belonging begins to build. The fellow is graduating a vet, and he begins to believe in himself because he knows he does not lack the skill. So as I speak to you today, we have a couple of veterinarians doing their NYSC service here with multinational organizations. I'm telling you of things that are verifiable on the ground. So part of the things I will do is to upscale this, if privileged, to become the president. Because for me, this is where building begins. Our people need to first believe in themselves and in the profession. And then, like I said, secondly, we'll begin to create collaborative efforts, with organizations that are out there. A fellow graduates as a veterinarian, he has no job. And then you talk to him about doing this or that for the profession, he simply cannot connect to what you are saying. So we'll begin from the schools, we'll go from the schools to after school. We'll try to create more jobs, like I've said before, and more opportunities within and outside the country for our veterinarians. And then, like we have done in Oyo State, we'll liaise and work with the government to build the image of NVMA. Today in Oyo State, I mean, the name NVMA commands a lot of attention as it is today. We are invited to the media houses not because we go there to knock the door, but because they can see on the ground the traction that we are pulling. And so we have invitations to all the media houses. We are repeatedly and continuously being invited. This is the kind of thing we are going to do. We'll pull our weight, and then we'll make a strong presence with the media body. We need to let the world recognize who we are and what we stand for. Over 60%, in fact, 75% of the disease that affects humans are coming from animals. We must have a voice. And this is part of the image building that we need to do. We need to blow our own trumpet. We need to let the society recognize we hold such a strong place and a strong position. So these are my thoughts. Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much. Yeah, I learned that we now have Dr. Tunji Nasir in the house or in the studio. Please, sir, in few minutes, can you introduce yourself to the house? Good afternoon, sir.
You are muted. I didn't. I can't hear you.
Oh, I'm not.
Can you hear
Good
me,
afternoon.
Timilane?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I
Can you
cannot
hear
hear
me,
you.
sir?
I see you speaking, but I cannot hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir. Can you hear me?
Hello there. Why must you participate as a business person at the Nvma EKO 2023 event? Number 1. The Congress creates a unique B2B and B2C interaction and opportunity of having direct contact businesses, customers, and distributors. Number 2. A single window opportunity to physically interact with veterinary professionals from all across the country. Number 3, a unique opportunity to conduct business in a conducive environment. This conference holds the promise of a handsome return on investment. Are you a veterinarian seeking a new business idea, or are you seeking?
Hello, sir. Good afternoon. Can you hear me now?
Timilane.
Can you hear me
I
now,
still can't hear
sir?
you. What is the problem?
Can any other person hear me, please?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Moses, can you hear Timilane?
I can hear both of you clearly.
Uh-uh. I can't hear him.
I can hear you.
I
I
can't
can
hear
hear
him
him.
at all.
I can hear both of
Uh,
you clearly.
mm.
Oh, okay.
I think the problem is from the studio because I can't hear him.
Studio is back end. All right. Can you hear
Yes,
me?
I hear you now. Yeah.
All right. All right. Thank you, sir. All right. Okay, so because of our time, can we just in just 1 minute, can you introduce yourself to the house, sir? Yeah.
Yeah, I am Dr. Olatunji Nasir, a small animal practitioner, and I've been practicing for the past 34 years. I graduated from the University of Ibadan in 1989. I've been in private practice over the years. I've never worked with government. And since the time I started practicing, it has been a very big love for our profession. I love this profession, honestly, because it's a profession that has raised me, that has brought me to where I am today. And I've also, after finishing my DBM, I've had my master's in soft tissue small animal surgery. I'm a member of the College of Veterinary Surgeons Nigeria, and I'm currently, at my age, a fellowship student of the college. Over the years, I've also been in the trenches of Nvma. For 9 years, I was the secretary of the Lagos State Nvma, and I became the national secretary, a position I held for 4 years, and the vice president, one of the association, for another 4 years, and became the ex-official. So if you combine my journey in the Nvma, it's been about 2 decades of journey in the Nvma. And it's not only that, I've also forayed into the international environment, and I've been in the Commonwealth as an executive officer of the Commonwealth in the last 16 years. Recently, I was also elected into the board of the World Veterinary Association, of which I'm a member, a very prominent member, because I also head one of the working groups. There are 4 working groups in the WVA. I head the Pharmaceutical Stewardship Working Group in the WVA. And right now, we are formulating the essential veterinary drug list for food producing animal, which we are going to launch rather in South Africa, April next year. Currently, I'm the president of the Commonwealth Veterinary Association, but my tenure will be ending 31st December of this year, 4 years of the presidency. So in a nutshell, that is where I am. I'm a passionate small animal veterinarian, and that's why I'm the vice president of the Small Animal Veterinary Association of Nigeria. And that is who I am in a nutshell. Maybe in the course of our interaction, other aspects of me will be unleashed. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. Please, we would appreciate if we can maintain brevity in our responses because of our time. All right. I would like to also ask you, I'll direct this question to you, sir. What's from your experience with the NVMA, how do you think that the NVMA can improve? And I'm also saying this to say that if elected as the president, what are the highlights of the things that you would wish to see by the end of your tenure? Over to you, sir.
Yeah, for me, I note that MVMA is not where it ought to be. So one of the very first things I will do is to channel my energy to making sure that MVMA transits into the association that we all want it to be. I want to make sure that MVMA becomes a very vibrant, purpose-driven, result-oriented, and socially relevant organization. an organization that would be in the Nigerian conversation. For me, we're too quiet. Nobody knows about Nvma. We are called the silent professionals because we don't even do anything to project ourselves. For me, it's going to be one of the very first things I am going to do, because if you do not project yourself, you will not attract privileges from people. You will not attract patronages. So we need to project ourselves. And then it's one of the things that I also want to see, because I look at the statistics and I see that the future of our association, I just say, is not guaranteed at the moment. Because I'm looking at the future of the association. Who are the future of this association? The young veterinarians are the future of our association. I've looked at it globally. The millennials are about 35.1%, constituting. The Generation X, they are about 39%. And then the baby boomers are about 24.9%. And then the veterans, just about 0.4%. So if you look at it, if you combine the millennials and the Generation X, they form in excess of 70-something%. And what are they benefiting now? Nothing. Or let me say, they are not benefiting as they should benefit. So one of the things that actually brought me out is this: how do I impact on the association to be able to help those who are going to constitute our future? So it's something that is I'm very passionate about. Then I want an association that will cater for the needs of every strata, because it's not just about the young veterinarians. The young veterinarians are in of the profession. We have some of them in private practice. We have some of them working with government. We have some of them working with industry and everywhere. But if you are working in the industry is not doing anything to you, what do you do? So we want an organization that will partner with the industry, that will make the industry work. And look at some of us, we're in farming, everything. But we are not. And I see Nvma as an advocacy group that should be stand at the front line to take the bullets for everybody within the profession. You understand? So as to make sure that the essence of being professionals, veterinary professionals, are realized. So we are going to work assiduously with the industry, with government, academia, with research. Promises now, but I will make some, because I've been involved in so many things in the past. The recent thing.
Please, 1 minute, 1 minute left on that, sir.
Do I have 1 minute?
Yes, please. Just, yeah.
I was a partaker, and I'm still a partaker in what you have seen. The committee that recommended the seal, the head of committee, was headed by me. So I'm happy that eventually we have a seal. When we have, I was part of the committee. So it's not, and like I told you, essentially also, I am not going to be knocking on doors, because the doors are connections. I have collaboration, partnerships in so many other places within and outside Nigeria. We are on one-on-one basis with the president of the BVA, the president of the AVMA, the president of the Canadian Association, the president of the Australian Association, the president of the New Zealand, and all other. We have had discussion about how we can help our situation. So, you want me to stop?
Yes, please. Sorry. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay.
Yes, we are just being conscious of the time, because we have other candidates on in the studio as well. All right. And by the way, I think your network was breaking somewhere along the line. So just in case you want to check that, sir. All right. I'm aware that Dr. Garba is in the studio now, and I would like to bring him up. Yes. Welcome, Dr. Garba. Please, in 1 minute, please, in 1 minute, can we meet you, sir?
Hello, can you hear me,
Uh,
please?
we can hear you loud and clear, sir.
Oh, very good, very good. This is Dr. Garba Ahmed. I work with Nvma Reform. I'm an assistant director with the Nvma Reform, but I'm residing in the Sokoto Zonal Veterinary Investigation Office. I am contesting for the post of National President of the Nvma, and I wish you will hear what I have for the association, and I believe and I hope you are going to cue into my procedures and my concept. By God grace, we are going to take this association to the next level. I have been contesting consecutively for 3 times. This is the third time, and I'm sure a lot of things has been done to some extent, but I've not seen the desired change I want for the association, and that's why I'm still contesting for the national president of the MVME. Thank you very much. Go
All
ahead,
right,
please.
sir. Thank you so much for the brevity. All right. I would like to just engine on what you said. You talked about seeing the desired change, and we want to know, as a people, we want to know what the desired change that you wish to see her, and what are the highlights of the things that you want to achieve by the end of the tenure. Over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me just give you a brief. When I was at the undergraduate level at the Association of Veterinary Medical Students, I was at one time the the PRO, the financial secretary, the vice president special duties, and later I became the president before I graduated. And when I graduated, in 1996, December, we went on our own service by January. Sorry, we didn't go for January because January was supposed to be the month our set for other universities were going on their own service. So we were left out. We went to our service. That was in June, second batch, and then we finished in 1998. I mean, it's 1998. And from 1999, I started engaging myself in attending congresses in Kaduna up to date. But I missed Ekiti, and then as well Lagos 2001, Ekiti 2012. These are the two conferences I've missed right from 1999 till date. And then I didn't delve into the association's activity at the national level. I said, let me develop myself. I finished my master's, I finished my PhD, I now enroll for the vice president one of the association. And why did I do that? Because when I was at the United States for my PhD bench work, that was between 12 to June 2013. I could not access MVJ online. And I realized that the vice president one is going to be, he is the chairman of the board of directors of the FVJ, Nigeria Veterinary Journal. So when I came in Kaduna in 2014, I contested for that particular position so that I will make sure that the FVJ went online. And after 1 year into that office, with about 2 months or so, I made sure that the MVJ went online. When you click on nvj.com.ng, you just access our journal. That's the first step I want to join when I went to join the national executive. But unfortunately, when you go through the MVJ, now go and click, you will not see it there. You just click nvj.com.ng. It's not there. It's unfortunate. It's something that I have started, but it's not there. Then I have realized whenever you want to pursue something, if you're not the president, honestly, people don't understand and they don't support your suggestions. So honestly, that's why I said, let me go for the presidency. And I tried in 2018. I failed in Sokoto with Professor Agaye. I tried in 2021 in Edo. I also failed. And now I'm trying for 2021. So a lot of things are not done right. Now look at our graduate students. You don't have any prospect for them, specifically in the association. When I come into office, it is my desire that once you are in the clinical year, you start receiving, well, of course, not all the students. Once you enter the clinical year, all the university offering veterinary medicine, we want to give a scholarship. Let the student have a sense of belonging that they enter the Nvma themselves before they even graduate. So that once they graduate, they know that there's a tax ahead of them. They'll start paying their dues from that time because they have seen what we have impacted into their lives when they are the clinical year. So that is one of the things I'm going to establish. We are going to have a scholarship for clinical year students. And when you graduate from year 1 up to 5 or even beyond, you will have also academic grants or research grants. For the people that are pursuing postgraduate studies, research grant will also be there for them. We're going to have that research grant for our members. And I also plan a situation. There was a time I circulated veterinary welfare initiative. And that initiative could not hold because I wasn't the president, honestly. So now I want us to have welfare because that's the fundamental thing for any association that you have. The welfare of its own member is the number one priority. So we are going to be having all these, we'll start from the geopolitical zone of the Federation. We are going to invigorate our young veterinarians that have graduated. We are going to establish private veterinary clinics.
There are 1 minute left, sir.
Okay, we are going to establish private veterinary clinics, veterinary laboratories. We are going to put them together. We'll pull them with these young veterinarians. We may have one of the senior colleagues to be with them on private basis, and we are going to support them financially with laboratory, with our own connection. I will not be talking about connection now. The connection will be there. You will know it when it comes. I've been in the United States at the CDC for 9 months, so we have various connections abroad that we're going to get. In 2021, I gave all the 36 steps of the Federation, including Abuja, I gave anti-rabies vaccine, foreign anti-rabies vaccine. And even this year, I gave foreign anti-rabies vaccine. So we have connection, honestly. So we are going to do that for the young veterinarians. We are going to have courtesy calls to prominent individuals and political offices in the Federation, the ministers, the speakers, the Senate office, even the Supreme Court. We are going to meet them. So whenever there's going to be any opportunity for anything, you see medical doctors are enlisted, but veterinary doctors are not enlisted. So our constant visits to all these ministries, these parastatals, these political offices, we are going to invigorate that so that we make sure that the veterinarians are heard in this country. Like I said, we have an opportunity of anthrax that just came in now. The first thing we have done that the veterinarians have deployed 20 of its members in Eastern of the Federation to fast track the occurrence of anthrax vaccine. When we publicize that one over the media, honestly speaking, they will know that veterinarians are working. So these are the things that we're supposed to be doing. So honestly, within this few seconds that remain, let me stop at this point. Thank you so much.
Right. Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate that. All right. I would like to circle back to Dr. Moses Harokoyo. Now, yes, I understand that practically everyone has actually talked about what they have, especially for the young veterinarians. So, but we observed that in the Nvma constitution, and yes, the term young vets is actually not explicitly spelled out. And I personally went through your publicity. Yes, and I saw you use the term young vet. So I want you to help us to spell it out now, because a larger population of the people on this session, in this interactive session, are actually young vets. So I want you to help us spell it out. Who exactly are the young vets according to the lens of the Nvma? Over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. It's a dicey question, really, and you are quite correct that most of the participants here are young vets. Now, who is a young vet? There is a discussion that ensued, I think, a couple of weeks ago, with regards to this same topic. While we are doing our registration for the Congress, it was reflected there, young veterinarians, to pay, 5,000 naira. And then someone asked a very fundamental question. He said, Am I sure this is not referring to students and not veterinarians? So that became an ensuing discussion. I mean, is somebody a vet when he's still a student, or he's a vet after he has graduated? I think that you are a vet when you have graduated and you have taken the oath, because that oath is what actually commits you to something and makes you a veterinarian, with an oath binding you to humanity, and of course under the overview of God Almighty, as we all believe. So for me, the young vet is, if you say somebody is a young vet, I will consider the fact that, oh, okay, maybe this fellow graduated over the last 5 years. I will look at the person. Okay, he's a young vet. Maybe he graduated between 2 to 5 years ago. But if somebody have graduated for over 5 years, like you see when we are saying payment for dues, you will see 1 to 5 years. They will say pay 5,000. When it start getting over that, the bill begins to go up. So from my own perspective, I will look at somebody as a young vet if he has graduated 5 years and less. For me, I will consider him a young vet. I mean, after 5 years of graduating, you must move beyond seeing yourself as someone who will take and begin to see yourself as someone who has something to offer. Some couple of years back, I traveled with close to 30 persons. We traveled out of the country. 80% of them were young veterinarians, or 70 rather of them. What was the aim of that? To help upskill the young vets. I believe in action. I believe in walking the talk. I will not say what I will not do. I'm telling you of what has happened, what has been happening since 2015. And since 2015, my trust has been, let's engage 1, 2, 3 persons, young vets, less than 5 years post-graduation, to outside of this fair, not just necessarily United States and the like of it. I mean, just wherever he can upskill himself. So for me, this is the young vet. From my own perspective, I mean, it stands to debate.
Yeah.
This is who I consider a young vet is. And when I have the opportunity, as I summarize, I would think of the young vet. FAO, for instance, called me into a project in 2020. I worked on that project for 3 months and then won a major project to Nigeria, of whom 2 of our Nigerian colleagues are consultants to FAO, sequel to that 3 months project. FAO asked me to come and work for them. I told them, no, I have a current job. Can you please allow me to open the door to other persons? This is the practicality I believe in. You have access to doors, you open them for the young vets. You have access to greater doors, you open to other persons who are veterinarians. So for me, this is who I think a young vet is. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much. To build on that question, I would like to direct this question to Dr. Tujin Nasir. We understand that most young vets possibly do not engage in the NVMA as we would want, for so many reasons. Possibly they don't even see what they stand to gain from the NVMA. Except, when I wanted to start my own private practice back in 2020, I had to pay quite a number of bills, and to the NVMA especially. So for someone like me that was just starting out, it was a whole lot of pressure. So these might be some of the issues, some of the things that is not making a lot of young veterinarians to really participate in the NVMA. So I want to ask you, sir, how exactly can the NVMA come down to the level of the common vets, especially those that are still struggling to find their footing? Over to you, sir.
Yeah, I think NVMA is our association, albeit voluntary. And I think it's important that every vet in this country, young or old, should take NVMA as a mother. When I became very active in the NVMA, I was just a mere 24, 25-year-old vet. And at that young age, I dare say the history book is still there for us to consult. I became the interim chairman of NVMA Lagos at 25. At 25, and we had people who were like 50, 60 at that time. And then after my interim office, I now became the general secretary of the organization for 9 years. And it was because I projected myself, I pushed myself. we should not have it in our minds that, oh, the NVMA is peopled by old people, you know. We should go there. I'm telling the young vets now that there's no barrier that is preventing you from being in the mainstream of the NVMA. The only obligation you have as a young vet to be a member of the NVMA is to make sure you pay your dues, and then also make sure that you participate in activities. But when we look at it and then we hear things that some other people are saying, and we're not verifying those things, and we think NVMA is a behemoth somewhere that you cannot crash in, no, it will not serve our purpose. So it's a question of you have to join the NVMA. Be active in your branch. I look at Lagos, for example. Sometimes when we were there and we were projecting the association, if I had 50 people attending the meeting on it, it's it's very low. But now we hold meetings and we don't even have 20 people. And that brings me to a question that people usually ask: what is the association doing for me? And then they are not wrong, because over the years, the association, one way or the other, has neglected the duties that it should perform for members in a way. So if I'm not particularly seeing what is beneficial to me, for example, I may say I don't want to join. But then you do not leave them to do it. You need to go inside and be part of that association. Take it from them. So that's exactly what I'm saying. That it's not a question of, oh, as NVMA is difficult to join, they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. You need to ask questions. You need to be part of the conversations. That is what I'm going to tell anybody who is not active in NVMA now. We also have our duties to NVMA. NVMA has its own duty to all of us. So that is the kind of thing that I want us to do.
All right. Thank you very much, sir, for that. I would like to direct this to Dr. Garba now. Yes, so I would like to direct this to Dr. Garba. I went through your piece, some of the things that you said you want to do if elected as the president, and you talked about certain demands that you intend to champion, like job creation and enforcing certain or pushing for certain rights of the veterinarian. We would just like to understand how feasible this is, considering that the VCN is the regulatory power of the veterinary profession. And you talked about transitioning the NVMA into a union rather than an association. So, and we understand that some of these things might have certain political influences over them. So, we want to know, is this even feasible within the time frame of your tenure? Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Moderator. I would like to tell you that this is very, very feasible only if I'm given the chance. Honestly, when we come to the floor of the AGM, I'm going to make it, I've already talked to the president that there's supposed to be a constitution amendment. These are NVMA constitution. I've highlighted about 5 areas where we demand to review the constitution. I've sent it to Madam President. I don't know when we go to the AGM, she's going to present it, honestly. But now, number one, converting the NVMA into a union congress. As I've said earlier, during Babangida administration, he banned all the unions and associations. And later, he registered them before he left his office. And during the registration, the NMA, Nigerian Medical Association, they also register as trade union. But the NVMA only stopped at the point of CAC registration as an association. An association has no power. You cannot go on strike. Abuja have tried last few months. They have tried actually, but if they go by law, we are against the law. We cannot go on strike as an association. So honestly, I've already met the trade union, Minister for Labor. They gave me the criteria. What we require is just the registration of the name of the association. We want to register as a union. We should have at least 50 members of the association. We have our own executives, and then we now come and make the registration. Forget about the affiliate bodies. Of course, we have like young veterinarians. We are going to register you definitely. We support your registration. You are part of us. You don't have enough money. We are going to support you. Our associations have already sponsored about 8 associations as well. affiliate association last year in Ibadan. They told us they pay 130,000 for registration. We are going to register young veterinarians of Nigeria, Association of Nigeria. We are going to support you honestly. Now, when we register this thing, the VCN is a regulatory body. They can go to some certain extent within their own jurisdiction. But we as union, we can go further to press on our demand. I will make sure that's why I said constant visit to all these political offices. You understand? When we have these visitors, then we tell them what is essential for us, what is good for the veterinarians, and then our relevance in the Ministry of Interior. We have the immigration, the cost, whatever. All veterinarians have to be in those areas. So until when we visit them, they will not know. So that's what I'm saying, that all this issue of disease outbreak, we are going to make sure we talk loudly. When they are going to form any health committee in the federation or in the state, they don't include veterinarians. Why? Because they don't have awareness about the performance of veterinarians. We are relevant in all the sphere of life in Nigeria and the economy of this country. So honestly, it is very, very feasible, but until you support my initiative. I talk about the dues. I said, let the dues be reduced to 5,000 and 10,000 only. 1 year to 5 years, 5,000, and then above 5 years, that means 6 and above, let it be 10,000 naira. People used to start, they started this in 2004. They graduated, let me give a little history. In 2004, that was when they started this graduation of in Nvma. We had a conference, our congress in 2004 in Plateau. It was held in Nvma. And that was when this graduated, something came up. They said 2,000 naira for 1 year to 5 years, then 5,000 for 6 years to 10 years, then 7,005, 11 years to 20 years, then above that 10,000. That was what it does. When we went to Maiduguri, that was when it was implemented in 2005. And then when they came in Kano, they started reviewing upward. I talk about it. I went against it. Hello? Yeah, I went against that. So honestly, all I've told you, it is very feasible, but only give us the opportunity. Now, when you look at go to the materials for the Congress back, you see that journals is not inclusive there. But previously, journals are supposed to be some of the materials are supposed to be in the conference bag. So it's supposed to be a constitutional amendment we are going to make when we go to EKO this year. And then based on that amendment, honestly, we are going to exceed. Even if it is 10,000 we are paying, and 80%, we are over 10,000 veterinarians. If 80% can comply and pay 10,000, we have 80 million. Most of the expenditures we incur is about the transport, going here and there, DTA for the executive. What do? We can pull 10 million and put it to the young veterinarian for the academic progression. So this we can do, honestly. We give us the opportunity, honestly, it's very feasible, and we can make it. And definitely, the sky is the limit. I said the minimum I'm going to raise for the association is 20 million naira. I can raise more than 100 million. So honestly, I have a lot of things that we can do with the association. I will give you the opportunity to be the president of the association. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much for that. Yes, so I would like to throw this to Dr. Tunji Nasir. Yes, so recently the Nigerian president, in his engagement with the international community in India, talked about veterinarians not being given necessary opportunities in Nigeria and promising to change this narration. So we want to understand what roles you see the Nvma playing in this. What roles do you see the Nvma playing in this? And building on that also, we understand your position in the Commonwealth Veterinary Association, and we want to know also, what do we stand to benefit anything? What opportunities can be open to the veterinary profession in Nigeria on this basis? Over to you, sir.
Yeah, I'm very, very excited about this question. And let me say, for the very first time, I saw a Nigerian president espousing the benefits of being a vet. That day I was carried away. Wow, this was very nice. And I see that we looked at that it's a comment that should gladden the hearts of all veterinarians in this country. Because for all I care, honestly, the society has not countenanced our importance. And if we begin to push and project ourselves, we will also be at the forefront of making sure that which the president has recognized, in the failure of the society to use us, will also be corrected. We are in every sphere of endeavor. And then what I would advise is, as veterinarians, we should try to project ourselves. I know a couple of us who are in the private sector who are doing so well. I know a couple of us who are in the public sector. They are beautiful technocrats that you cannot do without them. I know people in the research field that are Nigerians. And with all the work that they have done, a lot of Nigerian veterinarians have done so many beautiful work. There is no need reinventing the wheel. It is just the political will of the government, as we are experiencing now. I'm believing that this government has a political will to harness all the resources that we have in the Nigerian veterinary profession. And if they can harness these resources, everything will be fine. In fact, we will in the next 5 or 10 years, we'll be talking about food security, food sufficiency in this country, honestly. So I would want all our institutions like the Veterinary Council of Nigeria, the Federal Ministry of Agri, the NVRI, the quarantine, and everybody, let us come together. I understand from the continuing education we did the last time that there's going to be an agri summit, a livestock summit in another in few days to come. So these are the things that we want, and I want us to participate so very well, so that all our voices, all the recommendations that we have had from the minister, Dr. Ganduje, our Professor Junaidi, these are all, if you were at this sea, you will know that the vet is actually moving. So this is what I want the veterinary profession to do, to take advantage of the opportunity that we have. Then if you're talking about the Commonwealth, as the president of the Commonwealth, we've done a lot. Even in the realm of, because I can see from the chat box, people are asking that of what impact is the Commonwealth and what has the Commonwealth done in my presidency and all that. The Commonwealth has done a lot in social engagement, in community development, in research, especially in rabies research. Right now, in Nigeria is also going through the Commonwealth to the reference lab in Bangalore, India, to also come and to learn about rabies diagnostics and all that. So the Commonwealth is actually doing a lot in communities, and it is essentially an organization that does what I call, basically, you may not see us in academia, apart from the Commonwealth Scholarship, but at the grassroots, the people improving the livelihood of the grassroots, we are doing a lot. And let me tell you something, because I thought my time was a bit short at that time, and I had to stop. On the question of the young veterinarians, I know how to solve this problem, and I am going to solve this problem. Because what we need to do is to recognize that they have a peculiar issue, and the peculiar issue, they are underemployed. They are not employed at all sometimes. When it's so bad, and again, you give them small salary, very heavy workload, you disrupt their work-life balance, and these boys and girls cannot even, they don't even have a direction. When we were young, at 24, I was interim chair of Nvma. Can you tell anyone of that age at this time to be Nvma chairman in any state? No, we were allowed to grow. We are not allowing these people to grow. Where is the place of mentorship? For example, where is the place of mentorship? We have been mentored. If you come to my hospital right now, the oldest doctor is 28 years old, and I have 6 of them. The oldest is 28 years old. And I'm telling you, with the partnership that we have fostered, with the collaborations that we have, honestly, people will start to do their internship abroad. People will start to do their externship abroad, because these are opportunities that are just there, gaping hole for us to fill. And I believe that because I'm in the Commonwealth, because I'm in the World Veterinary Association, we are going to have it easier than any other person to make sure that the affairs of the young veterinarians are well attended to. Honestly, for me, that's what I'm going to say for now.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Yes, we would like to start, because of our time, we would like to start taking some questions from our comment section. And one that I can see that has been repeated quite a number of times and has also been on my mind is some of the things that Dr. Garba mentioned about the grants and a few of these other things. A lot of people are asking in the chat section, where will you get this money from? Please, let's try to maintain 1 minute for each question because of our time. Where would you get this money from? Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, moderator. As I've said earlier, if only 80% of veterinarians can be paying 10,000, because our problem is not the issue of the dues that is too small at 5,000, 10,000. Our problem is paying the money regularly. I've said if 80% of the individual veterinarians can comply to paying 10,000 annually, we will have close to 80 million naira in our coffers. Apart from the other external way, I'm going to make sure we get money or found into the association. You may not ask me how am I going to get the money, but honestly, number one, money, because the fundamental thing is the donation, the contribution from members. That's one that's fundamental in an association or a union. Now, any other income that may come, we have a lot of way. Look at how many veterinarians are head of status, NVRI form, here and there. Now, even through them, let's go to NVRI. You can ask the executive director of NVRI to let us supply reagents and chemicals into NVRI form in millions of naira. Yes, we are not contractors. But definitely what she said, yes, we can say 20 we are going to use your company, we are going to supply, we are going to be giving the award of that contract, and we are going to supply for this. And the money proceeds come to Nvma. So we can do it that way. So we cannot contract anything, but we can use our own members that have private companies. We can also make supply of that. We're going to raise money for the association. And then we are going to support the young veterinarians to establish private veterinary laboratories, private veterinary clinics, and also we are going to enter into discussion. There are certain states that they have less than 10 veterinarians, while there are other states that have more than 100 veterinarians. So we can also negotiate and move some veterinarians and create jobs for them in the other states that they don't have enough veterinarians there. So honestly, we have found, we can access fund for the association, not only for the dues, but fundamentally, let the dues be down. Last year, Madam President told us that only 86 individuals paid their own annual dues in Ibadan. Why? Because the money was too much. 15,000, 20,000, 30,000. Now you are paying the same amount at your own sister chapters. Maybe 5,000, maybe 10,000, or 3,000. And the system should be paid 30,000, some 20,000, some 5,000. How are they going to compromise that? That's why most of the states are not paying.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. All right, Dr. Moses Arokoyo, there's a question in the chat section for you. So the people are asking that we've had, personally, I've had to be involved in a few of them. Molestation by senior veterinarians, that's the way the person put it anyway, to the younger veterinarians, from point of payment to unjustifiable schedule of duties. What's your opinion on this, and how would you manage these situations within the Nvma? Yeah, Dr. Moses. Do we have Dr. Moses? All right.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now, sir.
Okay, thank you. So when we say molestation, that word is a bit scary. When we say molestation, I don't want to believe that a senior vet will, molest a younger vet. It's totally uncalled for, but to answer the question, what leads to, why will an elder vet molest a younger one? Let's look at it this way. I always tell people one thing: have it in your heart to work more than you earn. Eventually, you will earn more than you work. If we learn to work more than we earn, eventually you will earn more than you work. We must look at the fact that there are people who have gone ahead of us, who command lots of experience, and then we are mentees under them. The idea is for there to be a transfer of experience and knowledge from the older to the younger. And that is acceptable anywhere and everywhere across professional bodies. But why would it lead to molestation? I mean, we have seen situations where someone sits over a couple of clients, and then maybe a younger vet happen to be called by the same client and things like this. And then the older vet comes to say, no, that is my client, you know, and then things begin to degenerate. Interventions are important by the older vets, as also mediated by the younger vets. We cannot deny the fact that respect is one very solid character that is important for every professional body. But when things like this happen, there must be, I am aware that the Veterinary Council has a disciplinary body, committee rather, under them. If things like this should happen, it should be investigated. I mean, we cannot say because the young vet have cried wolf, we will say no automatically because it's a young vet, there's no wolf there. If such an incident be reported, it should be investigated and disciplinary measures must be taken accordingly. It should not be with sentiments to whatever side, as it were. And this would be my take for issues that bother. But again, all this is about money, is it not? At the end of the day, the young vet wants to work because he wants to earn more, and so on and so forth. And somebody have asked the question, where do we get all the funds from? Those who know me know that my name is Bolarin. If you are a Yoruba speaking person, you know what Bolarin means. Somebody who works with wealth. Everywhere I turn, money works. Anywhere I go, money enters. And you can go check my pedigree, whether as Oyo State Chairman, you can go check my pedigree since 2011, raising funds. And like I said, just last month, I raised 6 million for the Veterinary Council, not because they asked me to. I know how to raise money. I know how to raise funds. And I will do that for Nvma. I will take Nvma out of the place of financial struggle. If we decide to pay flat rate of annual due, I will tell you that it's possible because I have what it takes by the grace of God to raise and build a very robust purse for Nvma. And all these things will stop. We won't have the reason to overtax anybody or have the reason to start molesting ourselves and fighting for the same clients. We must cash in on what the president have said. And in two things as I close. One, this is an opportunity to pursue the veterinary teaching hospital bill that we have been pursuing for so long. The president has come out to make a public statement. This is the time to cash in on that platform and make sure that bill is passed. He's committed and we must make it happen. Number two, this is the time to put primary health centers in the 774 local government. We must cash in on what the president have said. I won't say more than that. I know what I can offer. I know what I can do. I know what my network can bring to Nvma. I will leave it at that. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you very much. Yeah, I think I should ask you this as well. We know we've been seeing quite a number of things going on in the political space, especially between the pharmacists and the veterinarians. How do you think this can be managed, especially with the who is handling these drugs or who is not supposed to handle it? So, Dr. Moses, I think I would like you to address that. How do you think this can be managed?
Yes. In 2017, when I was secretary of Nvma, we took the federal law and we localized it to Ibadan. We pursued that, myself and the then chairman, Dr. Ibrahim Adekunle, with all due respect. We worked alongside and we committed time, energy, money to it. Somebody was asking the question, are we ready to spend personal money? My family and I have renovated the Mokola conference room, upstairs in Mokola. If you come, 500,000, we renovated the place, just our family. We are ready to spend personal money. That is part of why we are here, So we localized that law, and the succeeding chairman and secretary after that tenure of 2017 saw it come to be. The law was passed. It became local, for premises regulation in Oyo State. We did not joke with the law. When I came back as chairman a couple of years now down the line, it was my major, one of my major trusts. We will not allow people who are not registered. I mean, this is part of the reasons why we are struggling. People who are non-vets enter into our professions, our space. They are practicing. Nobody is telling them, no, where's your license and stuff. So we went all out. It was massive in Oyo State. We locked every premise, of course, and backing the Ministry of Agric and the government to our side. We went all out to regulate quackery. We will not allow. As I speak to you today, we're in court for 2 cases. One with the pet shop owners who went in November last year to form an association and take us to court. The case will be heard on the 31st of October. We have raised some money to that extent. As I speak to you now, I would say we have what we call a war chest for litigation in Oyo State. I have built a small amount of capital for Oyo State because we are not going to be threatened on our stuff. The pharmacy, I know they said they reached out to our lawyer recently and they are asking, can they settle out of court? We will not enter into the space of the pharmacy, and they should also not enter into our space. We are professionals and we should respect the boundary lines. But if they insist that they would take up our profession and add it to what they do, we will not allow that. We will play by the rules of the game, we'll play by the law, but we will insist that what belongs to us belongs to us. If it means going to court, we will not shy away from that. They have reached out to say they are willing to have discussions in Oyo State with our lawyer. We are looking at the possibilities of that. Otherwise, I mean, like I said, we're in court. So this is how we choose to look at it. You just need to sit down and read our gazetted law of 2022. There is no reason why any vet anywhere should be poor. No reason. If we don't implement the law, then we have not done well. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. All right. Yes, sorry. I know some usually given it appears as though some people take more time. Sorry about that. It's just because certain questions we want them to actually really address the questions before moving on. All right. Yeah, so I would like to ask Dr. Tunji Nasir this particular question. How do you intend to improve inclusion of veterinarians in the different sectors? Over the years, we've noticed or we've observed that certain industries, they have vacancies, they open roles for our human medical counterparts and even pharmacists. But by the time we look into it, and of course, I think even the NDLA recently did a recruitment, and just very few veterinarians are on board. So we want to know how you intend to improve inclusion of the veterinary profession in some of these sectors. All right, sir.
Yeah, in Nigeria, meals are not served if you do not ask to be served. If you don't ask for meals to be served to you, meals are not served. That is the peculiar nature of our country. You need to project your association. That is what I'm saying in my covenant to you, that we need to regain our place in the Nigerian conversations. The Veterinary Association, Nvma specifically, do not project the profession. And I say it without any fear of being accused of doing anything wrong. We, as we exist today, we are not projecting the profession very well. They will appoint somebody into a position, maybe commissioner, governor, executive secretary, and we know that this person will have an impact in our profession. We will not even go to pay a courtesy visit. We will not even say congratulations to that person. They don't even know we exist. So when they want to recruit, we don't even remember us. We have not been there to do what I call the due diligence. So for me, it is look at the administration of President Ibe and President Ghani. We have policemen, we have soldiers now, because these two presidents tried their best to make sure our position was projected. And for me, if I become the Nvma president, I am not a shy person. I do not fear people. I can walk into any place and I will say my own. The worst they will say is get out, but I will try. So, vets, it is easy for us We will be there where we ought to be very soon. And I'm promising you that I will walk into doors, even when they are locked with steel and everything. We will break the barriers and we will go project our profession, and they will know that a profession called veterinary medicine exists in this country. Never again would that be a situation where a vet will not be able to introduce himself as a vet and hide under the cloak, I'm a doctor. Never again. Never again. Never again will anybody ask me, where's your shop? Never again will anybody ask any vet, where's your shop in Nigeria? They should be asking, where is your hospital? Because we will make sure that even standards are kept. The regulatory framework are also kept. I'm a member of the Veterinary Council of Nigeria. I had headed the Veterinary Practicing Premises Committee for 3 years before I am now posted to head the Special Investigation Panel of the VCN. As when I was at the VPP chairman, I made a lot of changes. Those who are in now, they know the way we're doing. Even Moses knows, that as the PPP chairman, I made my impact. So for me, as far as I'm concerned, we will open doors. Immigration, quarantine, whatever. If they are having beds now, they will have more, because we are going to subject them to let them know that we know what we want to do and that we are relevant in the sector. We're not going to. And again, maybe very quickly, Nvma from November 3rd will become a very rich organization. I can assure you of that one. We will become very, very rich. Rich because Nvma will do things that will make people to pay dues without being coerced to pay it. They will
Yes,
pay
sir.
without.
Let me just quickly chip this in so that you address it together. We are running out of time. Yes. So some people have asked. It appears that there's a conflict of interest with being a member of the VCN, Veterinary Council, and also if you are elected as the Nvma president, how do you intend to manage this?
There is no conflict of interest. Right now, Nvma is recognized as a statutory member of the VCN. The Nvma president is also an observer member of the VCN. President Toyin Adetuberu comes to our meeting. If I become, yes, I still have 1 year as an elected member, but if I become the Nvma president, wow, my ex-official President Adetuberu will continue as a representative of the Nvma. There's no conflict of interest, and as soon as my elected years are finished, then I take over as an observer member of the VCN. So I don't see any conflict of interest there. For Nvma members, you are going to have two instead of one person. You are having two, because you have a representative that has been nominated by the president to the there, and also me being an elected member, and also your president, I would also be there. So for us, it's a big applause for us. We are going to be two instead of one.
All right, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. All right. Because of our time, I'm not sure if the platform is going to cut us off by 6 p.m., but we'll try to stick to the time. I think that a lot of the questions have actually been addressed. A few others have not, but I'm not sure we can take every single question. All right. I would like to direct this question to the three of the presidential candidates, and we want to know specifically, probably highlighted points, what exactly you have for the young veterinarians and how you intend to achieve this. Yes, so let me start from Dr. Garba. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Moderator. As I've said earlier, we are going to have research and academic grants. So definitely, if our young veterinarians have finished and then there's no jobs, they want to enroll back to universities, we are there to support them. But of course, it's not that we're going to give everybody the sponsorship. There are going to be criteria. Number one criteria, pay your dues. Be a regular member, financial member of the association. Then we are going to bring out a committee that are going to set off the criteria for selecting you and sponsoring you and giving you that grant to go for your academic pursuit. And then if you also want to go on private veterinary clinical practice, we are going to establish veterinary, we support you financially to establish your private veterinary clinics. But then you are going to be maybe in congregation, maybe 5 veterinarians, 3 veterinarians established in a particular state. But with support of your own state chapter, executive council or congress of your chapter recommending you or your own group so that we can sponsor you. So these are some of the few things within just 1 minute that I can present for you for young veterinarians. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Dr. Moses, please 1 minute as well, so we can wrap this up.
Okay. For the young vets, we've started something already. We now engage young veterinarians to do their service here with multinationals. I mean, you can go check these facts out. We now have a couple of them rather, working with multinational for 1 year. That is a way of encouraging employment, and we will scale this up if given the privilege to come on board. Like I said again, this veterinary teaching hospital bill, we will join forces with the VCN to pursue it. You know what that means if that bill is passed? It means we can begin to have 1 year internship program for our young veterinarians when they graduate. We will work with the IVSA. I did try my best to secure an outside the country training for 2 of them, but COVID came and ruined the entire thing. They were already elected, 12 of them from Nigeria, 2 were veterinarians, and COVID did not allow that. We will come back to this for the young veterinarians and make sure that happens. Employment for me, when we fight this thing at the court through, employment will not become a challenge. For those of you who know, I do my best to visit your schools at induction, and we make little donations here and there. We will scale this up to sponsorship if given the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Dr. Tunji Nasir, in 1 minute, please.
Is
Dr.
here.
Nasir? Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yes. Except for our young vets, the time to be happy is really here. Because for me, all the time in my life, I've always been working with young people and I enjoy their company. But for the immediate thing that we are having in our veterinary profession at the moment, I would want to say that employment of young vets will be my number 1 priority. And we don't have, like I said, we don't have to reinvent the wheel. We have local government, 774 local government in this country who are supposed to have at an average 2 veterinarians, and they are not doing this. Nvma is an advocacy group. We shall shout, we shall make it a point of duty that every local government in this country will employ at least 2 vets. And if that is done, over 1,500 vets are already employed. The federal veterinary centers, they are there. They are attracting grasses now. We shall force government to embark on a PPP arrangement. When they have the PPP arrangement, a lot of young vets will be employed at these federal medical centers, veterinary medical centers. Again, what am I going to do? I am going to make sure, one way or the other, that we are going to form, the issue of locum. Because I look at the work-life balance of most young vets. It's not very nice. Some of them are talented in doing some other things, and they still want to work as veterinarians. The issue of locum, the issue of, am I supposed to stop now?
Yes, please. It was just 1 minute.
Okay.
So sorry.
Okay, but let me just round up. It's not good to leave hanging something in the air. What I'm going to say is we are going to encourage all our young vets to put in the best, to learn before to hand. Let us learn and make sure that we have mentors. It is very important as a young vet. Please get mentors to mentor you. The sky is the beginning of everything for you. It's not your limit. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I really want to appreciate everyone. Fortunately, our time is up. And I really want to appreciate our presidential candidates for taking out their time to be with us, for not considering the fact that we are young vets and, most of them can actually father us, but they took out their time to be with us here today. We sincerely appreciate your time and all that you've shared with us. Thank you so much, and we appreciate the participants, our veterinarians, across Nigeria who have also taken out their time to join in the conversation. We value all your questions, we value your time and everything that you've put into this. Just to also emphasize that this session was actually put together by the Young Veterinarians Association. We've put in a proposal to the Nvma to incorporate us as an association under the Nvma. Yes, and we believe that we hope that our proposal will receive a favorable response during the convention. So I want to appreciate the people that have given us this platform to use. Um, I'm not sure if they want their names to be known, but yes, we appreciate you. Thank you so much. And for the executive members of the Young Veterinarians Association that have been very instrumental in setting this up and putting it together, my sincere appreciation to everyone. All right, thank you so much. And we believe that this recording or should be available on YouTube for those that might want to watch it over again. And we trust that we would have a favorable decision um, during the elections. Sorry. Yes, thank you so much, everyone. I also appreciate Dr. Amin Andrew for his role in bringing this together. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye.